has been on the right track since he first got famous. And by famous, I mean hated by such liberal progressive institutions as the Huffington Post, the Daily Cost, and locally the Tipping Point. And frankly, I personally needed no further credentials than that. But he has plenty more anyway. He is a leader within the Tea Party movement, and I, for one, sure do hope to hear from him and the Tea Party in the next election cycle. He was active in getting our governor elected and became nationally famous as part of the LePage transition team. He's one of the 24 Maine delegates to the National Convention in Tampa, and I would like to introduce you to constitutional activist and real-life carpenter, Pete Herring, who you might know better as Pete the Carpenter.
Hey! Hey! What's going on? What are we all doing here today?
Partying!
Partying! Happy birthday, America! 236 years old today. What do you think our founding fathers would be thinking right now? I bet you that they're rolling over in their graves. You know, there were 56 men who signed their name on that document, Declaration of Independence. 56 men who knew that by signing their name on that document, they might as well be signing their own death warrants. Every single one of them knew as soon as they signed that, they would become targets. A number of them lost their lives. Many of them lost their fortunes, their families, everything. But did they stop? No. No, they did not. The odds were immensely against us. Here we were, a bunch of ragtag Americans, all sick and tired of England taxing us to death, telling us what we can't do, telling us what we can do. And then we just decided we've had enough. Enough! We're not going to put up with this crap any longer. We pretty much sold the Queen, the King. Forget it. Take a hike, get out of here. We don't want you here no more. We went up against the greatest fighting force this world had ever seen at that time. England was feared by the world. They dominated everything. But then came America. God graced us and gave us a mission. The mission was to instill freedom and liberty across this great land and across the world. We stood up against that army and we defeated them. Like I said, against all odds. Not only did we defeat them, we kicked their asses. You know, 236 years ago, America was facing many of the same things that we're facing today. We just found out the other day that Obamacare is a tax. I don't know how it's a tax. Doesn't sound like a tax to me. Doesn't treat everybody equally. How can it possibly be a tax? Yeah, the Supreme Court said that the mandate was unconstitutional. So, you know, you don't have to buy the insurance. But if you don't, you're going to pay a tax. Sounds like a mandate to me. You know, they're infringing upon our liberties everywhere we turn around. We got NDAA. Basically tells the military they can come in, arrest any American, anytime, for any reason that they feel fit. They think you're a threat, they just take you away. They can do that. Most people say, no, you're crazy, Pete, when you say that. No. The words are there. It can be done. No recourse at all. Not right. We have the progressives out there. They've been out there for decades now. They've actually been pretty successful in accomplishing what they're trying to set out. And make no mistake, they're trying to turn the United States of America into the USSA. The whole thing is trying to get us to become communists. Communism is the answer. First you go socialist, then you go communist. They're being very successful in that. They're dumbing down our children. They made Americans feel like you need what you want. They give us everything. Now they're trying to give us health care. They got welfare rolls that are skyrocketing. They're not being truthful to us in our numbers for unemployment. The economy is tanking. They're spending us into oblivion. Are we going to allow that to happen much longer?
No!
You know, I have to apologize to every single one of you out there and every American out here because I have neglected my duty as an American citizen. We have all neglected our duty as American citizens and have allowed this to happen to us. Are we going to let this happen any longer?
No!
We are supposed to be the people that run the government. The government isn't supposed to be running us. We're supposed to be running them. I honestly believe that the feds are pretty much a hopeless cause at this point in time. What we really need to do is focus our energies right here in the state of Maine. We have to make Maine strong, independent, and sovereign. In order to do that, we must address our representatives. We must get involved. It's extremely important we keep this state red. I'm not trying to advocate for any one particular party here because we're all Americans. That's the party that I belong to. But the Republicans stand closest to what our founding fathers believed in. Well, at least they used to. It's up to us to make sure that we return the Republican Party back to the original principles and values that this nation was founded on. We have ourselves a very unique opportunity here in Maine. With a Ron Paul crowd, good many Ron Paul people involved, Tea Party people involved, we have inserted ourselves into the structure of the Maine GOP. We now have numbers in the Maine GOP that can no longer be ignored. We stand for the Constitution, we stand for liberty, we stand for freedom.
Yeah.
In order to do that, we need to turn the Republican Party into the best that it's ever been. We need to raise more money than they ever did. We need to get more people involved than they ever did. We need to get more Republicans elected than they ever did. That's a process. As we all know, there are a good many rhinos, I might get blasted for this statement, but in the Republican Party, many people who are really not Republicans, because the Republican Party in this state has gone around for decades now without a real purpose, without a real cause, no direction, and I believe that is the biggest reason why they've had lousy participation with the people here in this state. I believe that if we make a party that has something to stand on, that has principles and values, they will come, and they will come very heavy. So what we need to do is instill values, liberty, principles back into the party. And by doing that, we will achieve our goal of making this state strong again. There used to be a saying, as Maine goes, so goes the nation. So please, let's stop bickering amongst ourselves. Let's work together. Let's get through this election cycle. Let's concentrate on 2014, 2016, get good constitutional, liberty-minded individuals involved, get them involved, get them elected, and let's turn this party back to what it used to be. Woo! I could go on for hours and hours, but
we wouldn't let you.
You wouldn't? Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming here. God bless you all. God bless America. And let's get this job done once and for all.
Okay.